Red Wings lose 3-1 to the Tampa Bay Lightning. God, I hate the Lightning. Well, I hate to play against them. The Lightning, for the past 4 or 5 years, whether it be in the playoffs or regular season, have just had the Wings number. This is our 7th straight loss. Of the ways to lose, I'd rather lose this way than how we did on the last game or the game before that. This was as close as you can come to a respectable loss. We're playing a team that it's a disappointment if they don't win the cup. And you know what? The Wings put up a pretty good effort. Much better than the effort they had in Montreal or in Boston. The entire game they were in it, and they never really panicked the way that they did in Montreal or in Boston. So, let's go over the game. This game was one of my favorite types of games in that there was a lot of chances, a lot of moments in the game. It was also a goalie duel, and the goals that came had to work for them. Early in the game, Cass in front of the Lightning's net. Larkin gets the puck, shoots it, and Ryan McDonough blocks it. Jacob, his name is Ryan McDonough. Yeah, I know his name is Ryan McDonough, but do you really think I can spell McDonough well? You try spelling Ryan McDonough correctly. So no, you're Ryan McDonough now. It's much easier to spell. But yeah, Ryan McDonough makes an amazing save on Dylan Larkin, and that was before Vasilevsky turned it on, which he would this game. One thing that was great throughout the game was the Red Wings penalty kill. Their power play wasn't great, but the penalty kill was facing the Tampa Bay Lightning power play, which is probably up there in like the top 3 power plays in the league. Like you gotta figure Toronto, Pittsburgh, and then Tampa, in whatever order you place them in. The Tampa Bay Lightning's, at least their first power play unit, is terrifying. But the Lightning make all these passes, and they're getting shots off, and the defense are doing an okay job blocking paths to the net, and when they fail, Howard was great in this game. He had a bad game in Montreal, but against the Lightning, he held the fort when the defense made some shaky mistakes. Speaking of the defense, Trevor Daley was back, which was nice to see because he actually had a pretty good game. He looked a lot better just in general in that one game than he looked last season. So hopefully he might bring some stability to the defense. The fact that we're relying on Trevor Daley to bring stability to the defense is worrying, but you take what you can get. Another thing that I wasn't too happy about, Jeff Blashill putting Luke Witkowski in over Philip Hronek. Like, okay, I understand that Hronek will make some young mistakes, but Witkowski makes worse mistakes, and he's not fast, and he does nothing offensively. Witkowski should not be in our lineup. He should honestly be with the Griffins now, taking up a spot. So I'm not very happy that he's playing up with the Wing. He was terrible all last season, and he was terrible in this game, and he's probably going to be terrible in the next few games. Or he could prove me wrong, and I'll look like an idiot. And if that happens, great. Maybe we might actually win a game. Anyway, though, well, after one of these great Red Wings penalty kills, the Lightning have the puck in the wing zone. Couple passes. It goes in front to Braden Point, where it deflects off him into the net. Now, from the surface, this might just look like a bad bounce. But if you're a defenseman in front of the net, you've got to watch Braden Point. At least one person has to. Jensen, Kronwall, Nielsen. Point just kind of slid past all 3 of them like he was invisible or something. And yeah, maybe he didn't shoot the puck in the net, but he was there, he got a goal. And honestly, if the defense had been looking better in front of the net and had they been working better in front of the net, that goal probably wouldn't have gone in. So, bad on that one. Although I will say on that penalty kick, Christopher N. and Justin Applicator got a breakaway, which almost led to a goal, so that was good. Bad, though, was us on the power play, which we weren't great all night on the power play, but in the first period we got a power play, and it led to a 2-on-2 by the Lightning, which ended up being like a 2-on-0, which Jimmy Howard thankfully shut down. Both Jimmy Howard and Vasilevsky were amazing. Vasilevsky, you could argue, robbed this game away from the Red Wings, who managed to be pretty good at either matching or just staying up with the great Lightning skaters, but the goalies were just shut the game down. One scary moment, I think it was on the Lightning power play. Larkin just kind of throws it out and gives it to Kucherov, who shoots, but a good save by Howard. They would get rewarded for their efforts. 6.5 minutes into the second period, Dennis Schauffele with a beautiful pass up to Justin Applicator, and that fourth line gets to work. Applicator to Helm, back to Applicator, up to Daley, who throws it on, and then this goal was beautiful and how ugly it was. Glendening, Applicator, and Daley, they're fighting for the puck. Glendening finds it, throws it in, it's 1-1. Those are not pretty, but exactly the kind of goals you want your fourth line to be scoring. And finally, the Wings get rewarded for playing good. Tie game. Later in the second, Bertuzzi and Nielsen get on a 2-on-1. Bertuzzi, great pass. Nielsen throws it on, and oh my god, an unbelievable save by Andre Vasilevsky, and the game is still 2-1. But I would argue at this point, up until the Wings start making bad mistakes, it's because of Vasilevsky. The Wings were outshot to hell in like the first part of the first period, but throughout the rest of the game, they tied it up in shots and they kept it going. And for a while, we were beating the Lightning in shots, which is exactly what you want out of this team. The past few games have been miserable in that they've just been getting outshot to hell, but something clicked this game where they managed to get more shots on net than the Lightning did, which is impressive. However, it all falls apart when another brain fart happens. The puck goes to Kucherov in the wing zone, and every single wing on the ice decides to worry about Nikita Kucherov, which I can't blame you. He's kind of dangerous. So anyway, 2 wings go to Kucherov, maybe to block the pass, but no wing is looking at Steven Stamkos, who's right in front of the net with all the room in the world. What do you know? Kucherov gets the pass off to Stamkos. He puts it on, and you're not going to stop that shot. It's 2-1 Lightning. This is the thing. You're playing so good throughout the game, you can't let these little brain farts happen where you forget that Steven Stamkos, one of the best scorers in the league, exists. But anyway, you go into the third, it's 2-1 Lightning. Early in the third period, the Lightning get a 3-on-1. And immediately, I'm just like, oh, okay, this is how it's gonna end. Kucherov over to Steven Stamkos. Shoots. What a save by Jimmy Howard on that. Flat out robs a 3-on-1 from one of the best scorers in the league to another one of the best scorers in the league. Jimmy Howard, he made me like him a lot more this game. And the Wings are still in it, and they start putting on the pressure. The Wings got a lot of penalties throughout the game, which was kind of unfortunate, but they kept pushing. They got a lot of chances. This is kind of my favorite type of game, except for the fact that the Wings lost. I said this earlier, but all game, they're not out of it. What I liked about the Wings this time is, in a previous game, that 2-1 goal, where it was a brain fart, and now the Tampa Bay Lightning are ahead by 1. Boston and Montreal, when things like that happened, they collapsed. All the energy, all the excitement that they once had would disappear. Not in this game, though. They got scored on, but they didn't give up. They kept going. They didn't get any pointless fights. Most of the penalties they took weren't stupid. They were just the refs making bad calls or just things you can't avoid. And they kept pushing. And unfortunately, at the end of the day, yeah, Lightning are a better team than the Red Wings. Their defense is better, and more importantly, their goaltending is better. So the Wings couldn't convert on that. And finally, the Lightning hit the empty net. 3-1, that's the game. And now the Wings are 0-5-2. This is our 12th consecutive loss to Tampa. I want to say we've lost 13 out of the last 14 games against the Lightning. The Lightning have had our number of the past couple years. But compared to a lot of other games against Tampa, this was high-paced, by both sides, good plays, exciting, and I would much rather have losses like these than losses like the ones against Montreal and Boston. However, and I think I can speak for all Red Wings fans can say this, I don't even care how you do it. Just win one game. Please, I need to be reminded what it's like when a hockey team wins a game. I haven't even made a win video on this channel yet. They can just win one game. One game. Please. That's all I ask for. And of course I'm lying, and once they win a game, I'll get a taste for it, and I'm going to want them to win more games. But can the hockey gods just give us a game? Well, we are completing our first Florida road trip against the Panthers tomorrow night. The Panthers, depending on what happens tonight against the Capitals, could be going into it as the only other winless team. And win or lose, the Panthers are going to be on the second half of a back-to-back. The Panthers are a good team, but this is another one of those games which is, if you're going to win it, if you're going to win a game, try winning this one. And frankly, if they use the effort they used against Tampa, against the Panthers, I give the Wings a shot, which is something I could not say against the Leafs or the Bruins or the Canadiens. All-around good game. Sucks that they lost, but this is something to build on. So, I've been Jacob. Please subscribe, like, share if you would like to. I'll see you Sunday.